Paris in the 80s had 3 queen bees, but São stung the hardest. 80s excess part 53. São Schlumberger was a woman who wasn't afraid to have an opinion and wasn't afraid to be contradictory. You might even remember her as the whistleblower of the affair in Part 18. A Vanity Fair article written by her longtime friend Bob Colicella, who helmed Interview under Andy Warhol, talks about how São was, quote, one of those special creatures who could be both serious and frivolous. She was both a high-minded benefactor of the art of her time, an important patron of Andy Warhol's and Dali's. She also regularly hosted and celebrated artists like her next-door neighbor Man Ray, Eve Klein, and Ross Bleckner.
Who is it? I want to see the Ross Bleckner.
Sorry, had to. On the other hand, she was a woman very much drawn to excess, which I will illustrate for you in the following 5 anecdotes. 1. São, a sucker for glamour, was determined to be a jet-set star. A regular at the Palace Hotel in St. Moritz at Christmas time, the Cipriani in Venice in September, the Carlisle in New York for the spring and fall social seasons. Of that energy, she said, I bit off the apple, I did not nibble. Number 2, in 1968, she famously gave a ball for 1,500 guests, that's Audrey Hepburn, yep, on the 100-acre estate in Portugal that her French oil baron husband, Pierre, had bought for her. 3, she was a major haute couture client of Givenchy, Saint Laurent, Chanel, and a Hall of Famer on the International Best Dress list. She loved jewelry so much, the bigger the better, and she thought nothing of turning up at Studio 54 after a black tie event wearing an evening dress and maybe like several hundred carats of rubies or diamonds from Van Cleef. Her husband, Pierre, once surprised her by handing her a brown paper bag with a 51-carat diamond ring hidden inside of it. Number 4. Another thing about Pierre is that he was willing to turn the other way when São took an assortment of much younger lovers. And it was even to the point where one of her boyfriends would live with them, with São in one suite. Pierre would be in another. The kids and the nanny would be in another. I realize this is controversial, but I honestly think that's kind of cool. Don't be mad at me for saying that. Number 5. Her 5-story home in Paris was designed by Valerian Rybar, who you can learn about in this part. See, there's a lot of overlapping here. There was also this neo-Baroque fantasy land by the London decorator Gaban O'Keeffe. And no one in Paris could decide whether it was hideous or innovative or fabulous or all 3. Personally, I think it's like very fabulous. It had a 65-foot long grand salon, gold leaf ceilings, and an enormous sculpture of a fish with a bar in its belly, which I believe is this bar. It was also the site of Galliano's pivotal fall-winter 1994 collection that ALT helped put together. In the end, São blurred the lines between patron and performer, collector, and creation. She wasn't just a woman of the 80s, she was a myth built in diamonds and silk, and maybe that was the point all along.